This game is so hard to teach in a minute, but let's go again.
Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play 5 games in 1 minute.
What?
Each.
Yeah. We've got 5 games right in front of us that we're going to give you a little bit of a talk about and how we feel about them, but we're also going to show you how easy they are to teach. And hopefully that'll make you want to add them to your collection.
Because we all know somebody that when you read the rules or you explain the rules, their eyes just go to the back of their head. They don't listen to you. They're like, let's just play, let's just play. And then you know what? Then they turn around and they're like, oh, you forgot to tell me this important rule.
I would never do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, these games, you don't have to worry about that because they take really quick and snappy to teach, and they're great.
I will caveat that maybe, in fact, during this minute, we might miss like very, very specific rules, but you'll get the idea.
Always reference the rule books.
Exactly.
They're there for a reason.
These are not how to plays, people. Not how to plays.
Other videos we do are there, so please check those out. Well, with all that said, let's jump into it. Our first game.
Flip 7 from the Op Games.
Let's go to the table and let's learn.
Flip 7 is a push your luck game where you're going to want to try to score 200 points. You'll do this over multiple rounds, and the way that a round works is that everybody will be dealt a card face up. These cards range from 0 to 12, and there are a number of cards equal to that number. So for example, there are 12 12s in the deck, there are 7 7s in the deck. You'll also run into action cards, which will do a variety of different things, and you will run into multiplier cards, which will score you additional points. The way that a round works is everybody gets an opportunity to hit or stay. If they choose to stay, they score the points that are all in front of them. If they choose to hit, they flip over the next card. If the card matches, they are eliminated from the round and score 0. If the card is different, they are safe for the next time the deck comes around. If they have 7 numbers in front of them, the game ends immediately, or the round ends immediately, and they score an extra 15 points. You'll do this until somebody has scored 200 points, and that's how you play Flip 7. Now that you know how to play, let's talk about it.
It's fun. The fact that you're always dealing out cards means that you can always also have conversations.
Yes.
While you're waiting for your card. And every moment there's suspense because, you know, a person that has a 2, it's very unlikely they'll draw a 2.
But it can happen.
But it can happen. And when it happens, everybody cheers, everybody laughs, everybody makes fun of the person slightly because the most audacious thing had just happened.
Yeah.
And it's part of the game, and it's a lot of fun to continue to play. You'll want to play it again, and it just feels like a true classic.
Yeah, this is like a crowd pleaser. It gets everybody involved, it gets everybody going. People, like Ilya said, start to cheer, make fun. Like, it's all in good favor, but like, it's a great game. It plays up to so many people too. Like, technically the box says 3+ players, so you could play with a lot of people, and I believe you can actually like combine decks. Technically,
you just
have
may
to
be
remember
waiting
like,
that for your turn for a long time.
Or you're getting eliminated, and then the rounds are relatively quick anyways, so it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
That's Flip 7. Next up, we have a game from CMYK called Figment.
Ooh, let's learn. Welcome to Figment, a cooperative game about observing color that you'll play over 5 rounds. At the beginning of each round, you'll draw this card and it will tell you the color that you're looking for. Then you'll start with one card and you look at the pink that it has. You'll draw the next card and you'll decide where it should go based on how much pink it has. Your goal is to try to order 5 cards over the course of the round in ascending order. Once you're done, you'll place a confidence marker of how confident you are onto the board. Now you'll check. You'll check the back of the cards and see the percentages that they have and see if indeed you did get them right all the way along. If you did, you'll score 5 points plus whatever confidence marker you've put down. If you didn't, you'll score up to the mistake you've made, the amount of cards you have. Now, at the end of the 5 rounds, you'll tally your score, you'll compare it with a chart in the game and see how well you did. That's Figment. Eyes can be very deceiving.
Eyes can be very deceiving, especially when you're looking at like illusions like this.
I like that it's cooperative as well.
Yeah.
Because there's so many moments in this game where I feel so confident. We had this in our last game we played where I'm like, all of you are wrong. I just know it, but it's 3 against 1, so I'm going to sit back, and then we flip the card and everybody's wrong. And then I'm just like, who should you have listened to? Me.
I do like the confidence tokens too. Those are really a neat little add to it. Whether you.
How confident are you?
Yeah.
Is this a 5 out of 5? Maybe.
And these colors are auspicious. Maybe is the right word. I don't know. They're they're great. They're a great like contrast, but it also makes the game a little bit more difficult, and I like that.
Makes you crunch your brain and really, do you trust your little cones?
Rods and cones, rods and cones.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that is Figment.
Now next up we have just one.
Boom.
Let's go to the table and let's learn it.
So this is just one. In this game, you're going to be cooperatively guessing words, and essentially what you're going to do is put 13 cards into the middle. A perfect game is guessing all 13 cards, but to start a round, a guesser will be chosen, and they'll pick up a card and show it to everybody else. They'll say a number between 1 and 5, and for this example, let's say they say 2, which says doctor. When they put their card down, everybody else will take their whiteboards and write a word that they think would help the guesser guess that word. Once they're done, they'll get the guesser to close their eyes, and they'll all compare words. If they're exactly the same, so medicine and medicine, they'll get eliminated. But if they are different, they'll stay up so the guesser gets to see them. So we have nurse and appointment. Now the guesser opens their eyes and has the opportunity to guess the word. If they guess correctly, they score the card as a point. If they guess incorrectly, they do not score the card. It goes to a discard, and then you also take the top card of that pile and put it into the discard as well. You can choose to pass, which will only get rid of the single card. You'll go through all 13 cards, and once you're done that, you'll score. That's just one. What do we think?
A favorite.
A favorite, yeah.
I feel like this game was so big when it came out and continues to be just so much fun to bring out because it's so interesting to think of, are you going to write down what I'm going to write down? Like, you're kind of making eye contact. You're like, you can't communicate. Can't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, but the reveal is just so interesting because all of a sudden 3 of you reveal something that none of you thought you would write. And all of a sudden the person's just guessing with one clue.
Yep.
What is orange?
Yep. But it's also fun to like just put the most obvious word because sometimes people end up overthinking it and then they put like really obscure words. So it's important to have that like one obvious word out there.
And
I will say
the combination also is just so
exactly.
fun.
Yeah, it does help. I will say that it's a little anxiety inducing to be the guesser because it's very stressful when you don't get the word and it's very stressful coming up with the word. But it feels really good when you do get it right.
That's part of the co-op games. You gotta brave the storm and be part of the team and succeed and score those 13 points, I believe, is the best score. Or is it 11?
I can't remember now.
It's 13 or 11. Yeah. It might not be either. Who knows?
But that's just one.
Just one.
Next up, we have another one from the Op Games called Mickey Mouse Food Fight.
Mickey Mouse Food Fight.
Let's go learn it.
Welcome to Mickey and Friends Food Fight, where you'll be trying to get rid of the food on your tray by throwing it at your friends. You'll want to do this 3 times, because then you'll win the game. Now, the way the game is played is at the beginning of the round, each of you will have food equally distributed amongst your trays. Then you'll roll the dice. The dice will tell you how many of the food you're throwing, what type of food, and where you're throwing the food. So, for example, if you roll the dice here, I am throwing a hamburger to the middle tray. The middle tray will essentially cycle food out, and then otherwise it's directions, left, right, or a player's choice. You can also have a wild and decide what food you want to throw to. Now you'll want to do this speedily because when one player clears their entire board, they have won the round. The game stops. They say, stop, I got it. Now once that player wins 3 times, they have won the game. And that is Mickey and Friends Food Fight. This has been the game that consistently our friends are like, can we end the night with Mickey Mouse Food Fight?
Yeah, we have a couple of friends, or a couple of different friend groups that are always like, we're ending with Food Fight.
I feel like we need a Mickey Mouse Food Fight tournament at this rate in this house because of how much people want to play this game.
There was one time we played recently that just like, the rounds felt like they were going on forever.
Well, honestly, your hand by the end of it,
exactly.
Your arm is just like rolling those dice and like you're just doing so much.
Yeah.
And you know what? Donald usually wins.
I mean, you're really just hoping for the best. It's chance.
It's a little bit of skill.
It's a little bit of speed.
It's a little bit of skill in there.
Yeah.
But that is, and then there's a few variations of this game as well. I believe Astro Trash is the original.
I think it's original, yeah.
I think there's also a bunch of other variations. But you know, Mickey Mouse Food Fight.
This is the only one we have.
Or Mickey and Friends.
Yeah. There you go.
Get me that burger.
Last up, we have a dexterity game from 25th century called Hamster Roll.
Let's learn it.
Let's play Hamster Roll. This is a dexterity game where everybody's going to get a set of blocks, and at the start of the turn, you're going to set it up like this. You've got this cone that goes in the middle that will balance it out, but on your turn, you're going to place one of your cubes into the lowest section or the next 2 sections. When you do place it, you wait until it stops rolling, and then it will pass to the next player once it's done. If anything falls off, you now collect those pieces and they're part of your set. But the thing is, you want to get rid of your pieces the quickest. Next person's turn, they are allowed to place into the exact same section that was just placed into with a different block, not the same one, or they can again play into the next 2. Alternatively, you could pass and you'd grab from the lowest section and you'd just say it's like this. You'd grab from the lowest section and then you'd have to place in the next 2 sections. Once somebody is out of their pieces, they are declared the winner, and that is Hamster Roll.
For some reason, the first time we played this game, I thought this wheel was just gonna like roll everywhere. I'm like, we need to clear space.
Yeah, we started at the very end of our table, and then like
it like moved maybe this much. So don't let it deceive you. It doesn't roll that much.
It doesn't roll that much. And the game is like relatively quick, so like you can play multiple rounds. But it says 30 to 40 minutes on here.
That's the intense games.
I think maybe, I guess depending on what happens, but the games sometimes don't last that long.
You gotta focus. You gotta put your mind to it and play.
Exactly.
And see what happens.
There you go. That's Hamster Roll.
Everyone loves a little bit of dexterity. So you've learned 5 games.
Yeah.
In under 10 minutes with some banter in there.
Oh, well, I hope it's under 10 minutes.
Well, our banter sometimes is long.
That's true. We do like to talk.
We do like to talk. But if you enjoyed any of these games, please let us know in the comments down below. We would love to hear from you.
And if you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, because we love chatting and talking board games just like this.
Feel free to check out our Patreon, our Discord, and our question of the day is...
What game can you confidently teach in less than a minute?
Time yourself. Send us a reel.
Oh.
Or a short or a TikTok.
You don't have to do that, but let us know.
But if you do, more people will learn your game, and that's amazing.
That's true. Let us know down in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!